Hi everyone, my name is Brooke. I want to start out by apologizing for looking a little rough around the edges. I have had the stomach flu and a double eye infection today. So, I guess that's what I get for procrastinating, right? This is my TEEL 481 Literacy Assessments and Intervention recap for our final part of our module. So some personal thoughts to start off with. I really enjoyed getting to know my two third grade girls. As I mentioned in the beginning, I had one that receives special education help and one that does not. And so it was really fun getting to compare the results from those two and watching the one really close the gap with her peers. So that was just so fun. And I gained experiences I was able to share with others at our school, such as our new title teacher. She had been a fourth grade teacher for 20-some years and just became the title teacher. So some of these things she had never heard of, like the past assessment and those types of things. And so I was able to share those with her, which is just a good learning experience for both of us. And all of these resources that we were given during this course, such as those assessments, I've kept for being great resources for the future. So I wanted to start with, I just kind of go in order from module to module. So we started with the DIBELS testing, and this is very applicable to our future classrooms. I remember taking it when I was younger. My school does Ames Web, but it has a similar concept. And so one of my students started very low, actually not the student that's got the special ed services, but by the end of the semester, she was on target with her peers when I did the retest for the DIBELS. So that was super exciting to see. And I was better able to determine miscues with the feedback I was given from my peers and from our teacher. So for example, one girl pronounced sponges wrong every time, and I counted it as a miscue every time, just simply so that I could keep the consistency. And I got a lot of feedback on that not being all that correct and just counting it one time. So that was very cool to me to get that feedback and to be able to better determine those miscues in the future. So for the past test, the phonological awareness, I kind of had some negative thoughts and was a little bit bitter about the phonics curriculum that they use at our school. I'm 24, my husband's 25, and some of the teachers brag on how long it's been there at, this is his school, we live in his hometown, and they brag on how long that they've had this phonics system, and I'm like, how can you be so proud of something you've had for so long? But my girls both did amazing, which helped me kind of realize the importance of that curriculum that they've been using for this whole time. So, and as I mentioned earlier, I was able to pass this on to the new title teacher. The vocabulary and comprehension, this was really fun getting to make our own assessment and create our own guidelines rather than just presenting our students with, hey, you go over here while I test this one over here. This is what you're doing, this is what you're doing. And for this, I had my girls make a Facebook page for Judy Moody. They had to use one vocabulary word from our 2 words of the week, and they had to do 5 posts, all including key points from the book. And it was so simple, yet those girls got so creative, and they loved every second of it. It was truly amazing. We got some really good laughs out of it, and when they were done, I let them draw a profile picture of what they thought Judy Moody would look like, and just to see their 3rd grade girls' minds come to life was really fun. So as far as expository comprehension goes, I personally felt like I struggled with this lesson a little bit more. I'm not huge on expository writing. So for the first day, I picked out 2 books from the library that were animal related, and we made a Venn diagram. After our lesson and our hour was over, I took the girls to the library and they each picked out an animal book so I could get prepared to make a Jeopardy game with them with facts over the expository writing after we had already read those books. And this was an activity that I would love to use in my future classroom as a review or to check for comprehension because like with the Facebook page, they were on it. They loved the intensity. They loved having a little bit of competition, and it was just a great resource to take to my future. So for the oral language and listening skills, I had the students do the retelling guide from page 60 in our textbooks, and I saved a blank copy of this also for my future students. Dyslexia unit. We have several students in our school who have been diagnosed with dyslexia. So getting to see the live content or sitting in on that meeting that our teacher had gone to really gave me some great resources that I was able to dig a little bit deeper into. And I feel like now I have the ability to impact those students simply because I have a deeper understanding of dyslexia rather than the people that just kind of push it to the side. Because as we talked about, it's not categorized to qualify necessarily for special education and need an IEP, which is probably changing. But with that, I now have the ability to kind of relate a little bit more and have a little bit more of a solid ground. With the dysgraphia, this was a new topic for me, and so I was unaware how to assess students for dysgraphia before we started this class, and now I know what to look for even in the younger students that I hope to be working with. Pencil erasing and that type of stuff. And because of this, same thing as the dyslexia, I'll be able to impact my future students in a better way by being able to realize that and getting them the help that they need as quickly as possible. So for motivating students, I loved this unit. I feel like us and our age range really have the opportunity to impact students, to motivate students. We're young enough that we can relate to them. There's so many opportunities throughout our day where we can just make a difference in a student's life, whether they come up to you for a quick hug and you build that relationship. Just so many ways we can keep our students motivated in our classroom. And once we have that connection, we have a better chance at our students becoming more self-motivated and increasing their self-confidence in our room. So one story that I really like to go to for motivating students is one of the teachers at my school. She's kind of swung with her class. So she was 3rd grade last year, 4th grade this year. And last year when she was in 3rd grade, one of her students was late every single day to school. And that student was just simply not motivated to wake up and come to school. So this teacher rides her bike to school every day. I live in a town of 600. It's super small. And she asked the student's mom, can I ride my bike every day by your house and pick her up and take her with me? And the two of them rode their bike every day to school. And this just created an incredible bond between the two of them. And after that, her test score started increasing and they could just see great progress in the classroom. And so I think there are so many opportunities we have to motivate our students, and we just have to be watching for them. It may not look the same with every student, but we have that opportunity to do that. So with the lesson plans, there's something I truly enjoyed. I know they got a little bit monotonous towards the end. But in the beginning, I struggled to make sure my objectives were something that was measurable. And by the end of this semester, it seemed like it was nothing to me. So I can see the impact that doing these will have on my future lesson plans. And I'm so much more confident now. And so overall, these weekly lesson plans were so great. Were a great learning experience for me. I'm at a loss of words of how incredible it was that we got to do this. So finally, I want to say thank you to my peers for the feedback each week. I did take the time to read that so that I could better myself with my 2 students, so that in the future I can better myself in my classroom. And thank you to our teacher for providing us with the necessary tools that we need to be successful in our classrooms. And she eased all of our nerves about all of our upcoming assessments. And for that, I am forever thankful. I stress over tests like you wouldn't believe. So with that, thank you guys for the incredible semester, and I hope you guys all have enjoyed this class as much as I have. Have a great day.